Hello beautiful ladies, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this beautiful butterfly bubu gown that is designed with rhinestone, original high quality rhinestone and laser cut, because I have like opening at the sleeve area. We designed it using a laser cut and rhinestone. So I'm giving you a full detailed tutorial on how it was made. So please share this video to your friends, your loved ones, to learn one or two things on how this video was made. So please guys, like and subscribe to my channel. God bless you as you do that. So let's get straight into this tutorial. So these are the materials you'll be needing: your 4 yards of mikado, stoning, so the iron, velvet bias, hemming gun, pressing machine or heat transfer sheets, picker, 1 million ball, thread and needle. So these are all the materials you need. If you don't have, you have to buy, or if you have it, you just bring them out and start working. So this is the 1 million stones I'll be using. Silver color, they have different color: white, black, blue. So you just pick the color you want. So first thing first is you fold your fabric into 4, just this normal way you cut your bubu gown. There's no difference. If you know how to cut a bubu gown, then this will just be the same thing. The only thing is there are 2 methods to this. Either you want it shaped, that's if you want this butterfly to be shaped, you don't want it to be very big because it's going to be very free at the chest area if you don't shape it. So it depends on what the clients want or what you want. So I'm just going to start taking my measurement. So let's assume this is the shoulder point. So I'll be using this small fabric to describe because the fabric is so big and I couldn't get the full measurement, so I have to use this to explain. So we're going to be using this as our length, which is 60 plus sorry, the length is 65. So that's the full length of the tape. Then I added 5 inches plus sewing allowance, just made it 7 inches. Then I'll place it at the shoulder point, from the shoulder to the bust point or the opening, which is 14 or 12. I use that as the opening. That's if you are shaping it. If you are not shaping it, use 10. So this is for shaping. So that's why I'm taking this vertical line, shoulder to the opening point, which is 14 inches, because the client wanted it not too wide. That's for the shaping part. Next is to take the shoulder to the hip point. So I'm just going to mark that, which will be the opening, the full opening. That's if it's a free gown. So this is the opening for the shape point, this is the waist point, this is the hip point, which is the full bubu gown. So I'm doing 2 in 1 tutorial, the shaped one and the bubu free gown. So the first explanation will be for the shape butterfly bubu. So after taking the vertical lines, now it's for us to take our horizontal. So since you want it shape, you are going to divide your bust point at that opening. Remember, I went down by 14 inches to be the opening where the hand will come out from. So I'm going to divide there. I'll take my brown bust measurement and divide that by 4, then add 2 or 3 inches allowance. Don't add more than that, as if you want it to be free shaped. You don't want it too big, too bogus at the waist, at the bust point. Then you do the same thing for your hip, your waist point. Your waist divide by 4, add 2 inches. Then you go to your hip point, divide by 4, then you add 2 inches. As you want this bubu to be shaped, the butterfly bubu to be shaped, you're just going to mark it like so, and then connect. So my bust point, waist point and hip point. So I'll go back to the side. While I'm marking this thing, you're going to mark it exactly on your fabric, so that when you are shaping your trouser, your bubu gown, this mark will be showing and to guide you, since it's a shaped butterfly bubu. As you want it to be shaped, you don't want it to be too free at the bust and the waist and the hip points. So I'll mark the same thing at the left hand side and right hand side. You can see the other 2 sides. So when I'm sewing, this point that I mark is going to be a guide for me to sew straight down. So when you are cutting it, you're going to be cutting it from this shoulder to the wideness of the opening you did, which is 32 or 24, depending on how wide you want the butterfly point to be. They're just going to mark it straight down like so. So you see, this is how you're going to cut it. So when you're cutting it, don't cut from that point you mark shape to. See where I'm doing this curve? That's where you're going to cut from. This point, you just cut it straight down. So this point of the shaped point is when you are sewing.
That's the difference between the two, the shaped and the butterfly. So if you want it free, you're just going to cut it directly from this opening, this sleeve opening we did. In this my case, I'm using the unshaped one, which is the free one. So I went down from the shoulder to the hip points. I went down by 32 inches. So you see the butterfly is going to be very wide and it's going to be shaped. So if it was shaped one, this is where the hand is going to come out from, where I'm pointing. So this is a free bubu. So when I'm cutting, I'm going to cut from this point, as you can see me pointing, and connect straight down to the end point. So that's the difference between the shaped and the free bubu. So I'm going to take my neck round measurement of 3.5 inches width, then the length for the back is 1.5. So I'm just going to mark my 1.5 like so, and then connect. Usually I don't cut, when I'm cutting on my fabric, I don't cut the front neckline on the fabric, so I don't make mistake, because I've made that mistake before. But this one is just for illustration. So for the front part, I'll go down by 7.5. It's a V-neck, depending on how wide you want your V to be. Don't show much cleavage. Just make 6 inches. If you want it to be showing a little cleavage, go down by 8 inches. So that's what I did. If I'm cutting on the main fabric, I don't cut the neck points so that I don't make mistakes. So I'm just going to cut like so. So mine, in this case, I'm using the free bubu, which is going to be free at the chest and the bust points. So I'm just going to cut like so. So this is what I'm saying. Free bubu, you cut it like this. Then you take it to the sewing machine and sew these points of the shaped points that you see that I'm pointing. So I'm not going to be shaping it. It's going to be a free bubu. So I'm just going to cut like so, then cut my neck points. I'm not going to slant the shoulder. It's going to be like this. This is how I'm going to leave the shoulder, because of the design I'm going to put at that sleeve area. Those stones, that's the reason why I didn't slant. You can slant by 1.5 inches depending on how you want it to be. So I'll leave mine like so because it's a free bubu gown. So when you are shaping it, remember to follow that mark. So now it's supposed to cut the neck point. So I'm just going to place my fold my fabric like so, then put the lining underneath. This is how I cut my neck facing. So I'm just going to place it like so, then follow that same point and trace it out. So I'm just going to cut like so, and then mark. This is for the front neckline, and then just cut like so. So this will be the facing for the back and the front neckline, as you can see me doing. So after doing that, this is how it's going to be. You can see this is just a sample because of the fabric is so big. So this is the facing for the back and the front. So that's what I'll use on the fabrics. So next is for us to cut it round. So when you're cutting the facing round, just go down by 3 inches and then cut that out. This is for the facing. So right side facing right side of the facing the right side of the facing of the neck. You place it like so, then take it to the weaving machine, weave every part. In this case I use same color because I want it to look neat, so I use the same navy blue color so to look neat. So right side facing right side, I'm just going to place it like so, sew it round, then fold it inside, use my hemming gum to hold it, then stitch it so that it have a neat finishing. So that's how it's going to be. So let me bring the main fabric so you see how it look. See that it's so big. So this is the main fabric. I've ironed my neck facing, so I'm just going to iron it, then use hemming gum to hold it. Iron it very well, because when you sew it will be looking funny, but after ironing and using the hemming gum, it's going to look good. So this is the bias for the front that I'm going to use to design just the front of the neck, because I have like a bias design. I use a velvet bias of 1 inches. So I'll be using an hemming gum to hold this first. This is why hemming gum is important, because it makes work neat and easy. And also I'll design the bias at the sleeve area of the bubu. So I'm not going to place like so, then use hemming gum also to hold it in place. before I'll sew. This hemming gum makes the work easy. So this is it while I was using the hemming gum to hold. So I'll place the hemming gum underneath it, then place the bias on top. You can see like so. This is at the sleeve area. I'll do the same thing at the sleeve and the neck. The sleeve is very wide, so I'm using like water to first of all steam it so it will hold very well. This is the sleeve area. Then I'll take it to the sewing machine and sew. You can see how smooth it is. The hemming gum made it easy. Just stop stitch on it like so. So I'll do the same thing at the sleeve and at the neck area. So after doing all that, this is how it's going to be. You can see this is the full length of the bubu. You can see how big and wide it is. That is the sleeve area. This is where I'll be adding this point you are seeing chalk is where I'll be adding the design, which is the stoning work. This is the sleeve area. You can see the bias, the neck area. Sorry, this is the v-neck area. I use bias to design the front. Then the hand area also I use bias to design it. This is where this line where you can see the chalk is where I'm going to be adding the stone, where the design of it will be. So now it's for us to start fixing the stone, placing the stone inside the board, 1 million board. This is a long process. This can take you a day or 2 days to do. It's really not easy. So this is how you fix your stones to your board. You're just placing it one by one because we're only using the inner circle. We're not using all the circles. So that's why I'm placing one by one, and that's why the work is tedious. So I'm just going to be placing it like so, gradually. This took me like 2 days to do. It was really stressful. Then I'll use my transfer sheet on it and pick the stones out. I'm just going to be placing it like so, gently, one by one. Then after doing that, I'll take it to the ironing table. First of all, I need to iron it on. I need to place it on. I need to use iron to hold it first before I take it to the board because of the design. I have to design it myself because there is no specific board. There's exactly this type of board design, so you have to create the design using your own hands. So that's why I have to use the iron first of all to create the design. Just hold it in place before I'll not take it to the presser machine, the heat transfer machine, to hold it permanently. Because this stone I'm using is the original stone number 1 with 2 double gum. So there are 2 type of stoning. You have the one that is 1 layer gum and the 2 layer gum. So this is the 2 layer gum, which is the original one, and it's old firmly, hard to remove. So I'm just going to be cutting it like so. You can see. So after doing that, the next step is for us to open the holes. That's to create the laser design. So you'll be using like a glass. You can use aluminum board, or you use a glass board, depending on the one you have. But don't use wood. So make sure your soldering iron is very hot, very hot, so that it will be easy to cut smooth. So I'm just going to place it like so and start cutting using the soldering iron to create the holes. As you can see me doing in the video, make sure so the iron is very hot before you go into this next step. So I'm just going to be moving it like so. It's a gradual step. So after doing all the cutting, now let's take it to our heat transfer machine and press it very well. So this heat transfer machine will give it a very neat job. So this is the last step of making this book. After doing this, you are done, just to join your side together. So that's just the basic thing, and that's all. So thank you so much guys for watching. I hope this tutorial you're able to learn one or two things. Please like and share my video, and God bless you as you do that. Thank you guys, and see you in the next video. Bye.